Imagine being me. Here you are on the beach with the sun setting in the distance, waves higher than my pay grade, enjoying your time off. Then Disventure Camp decides to release information about the Season 5 cast. So let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Silly Billy. You can call me Billy. This was an expensive joke to make. These ducks were an absolute scam. I got scammed so hard for these things. You better like this video. You better like the commitment of this thing. So, Season 5, fans versus favorites. I think it's an interesting idea. There's 12 returning characters, there's 12 new characters. We're going to talk about both of them in this pretty short video, I imagine, because I don't know how long I can keep doing this without people thinking I'm weird. This must be weird to look at, so I hope no one's around to see this. Anyway, starting with the old contestants, we have 3 generations of characters returning, 4 from each season, which I think is a big shame, because really, we've already had a lot of the characters from Season 1 and Season 2 that are returning in All-Stars, where they already get their chance to, let's say, quote-unquote, shine. I'm trying to give you the quotation marks, those, but it's difficult with the ducky. They didn't really work in All-Stars, but then again, that's All-Stars, so I kind of imagine why. Rosa Maria is a nice surprise, but we're going to talk about her in a second. So let's start with the Season 1 cast. Quite honestly, I'm not that surprised with the Season 1 returners. I had a little bingo prediction when I saw that they were releasing 12 new contestants, but I was too late to share those with you. The ones that I predicted were Alec, Fiore, well, those are right. Jake, which, hey, good news, Jake is not in this season, but his partner is, which I thought was to be expected. I assumed one of the two was going to be turning back, and then Jake I thought was the more logical one, but apparently they went with Tom, which is a fun direction to make. And then I thought Ellie or Gabby, and they went with Gabby instead of Ellie, which is fine, because Gabby is one of my favorite characters of all time, so seeing her return is a joy to be sure. I think it's an interesting decision for these 4 characters to return. Starting with Alec. Alec for sure has some potential left. Like, he got squandered in All-Stars as Ria's sidekick. We're talking about her in a second too. But no, now he gets to do his own thing. He's with Fiore again, which is going to be interesting. I assume the 12... No, they're not fans. They're the favorites. I assume the favorites are going to start off in one team, and the fans are going to start off in the other. And then Alec and Fiore are definitely going to team up, and they're going to have a difficult time with the other contestants. They're going to have a tricky position again, like with Season 1, which I think is interesting. And I do want to see Alec get far again. Not as far as the last time, maybe, but I do want to get to see him get that arc that was clearly going to happen, but then got sidelined, so he got to do Ria stuff. Fiore, yes, Fiore's back. That was obvious. That was to be expected. I hear they are doing a time jump again, like 1 year difference, so Fiore has to be like 10 years, 11 years old now, which is cool. New Fiore redesign is very fun, and I already predicted Fiore gets the Heather treatment. She's finally going to have that arc of her own that makes her a bit more of a nicer person. Alec's definitely going to help in that. I imagine she's going to hang out with some of the fans as well. Let's go. I'm very hyped for Fiore to return in this season, and I hope it's not more of the same. I hope they do get a different direction with her this time, but we're gonna have to wait and see on that. Gabby, fun. Let's just get more Gabby on screen. I don't mind if Gabby gets home early on. I don't think there's lots more to do with Gabby's character, unless they're bringing back the evil counterpart for a 3rd time and they're doing something with that again, but I don't think they will. I think Gabby's going to be one of the earlier boots. And then Tom, fun. I don't know how much more they want to do with Tom, which they couldn't do with Tom Jake, but I like seeing him return. So then we get to the Season 2 cast, which probably has my biggest surprises out of any of the casts. I believe it's Aiden, no surprises there, I already called him on my bingo list too. Lake, also kind of not really surprising, despite how she got treated in All-Stars. I'm kind of happy to see that she is probably finally going to get the run that she has deserved in All-Stars. Like the one where she doesn't get eliminated second. Rosa Maria, which is a really interesting choice, and also begs to wonder who's going to watch after Sophia now that both Rosa and Lake are competing again. And Allie. Why Allie? I didn't expect Allie to return. I thought maybe Hunter would have joined back. Maybe Tess could have gotten that run that they were planning for her, but not Allie. But the thing that I'm very excited about is Allie is returning without Jake in this season. There's no Jake. You know what that means? Allie can finally become her real own character. Oh my god, that is so exciting. But the real kicker here, and I think the thing that everybody thinks about when they talk about this video, god, this ducky is not centrable, oh boy. Ria's not back. Holy crap, Ria is not here. I was going to record my thoughts on who we're going to rejoin, and the one character I was certain would be rejoining was Ria. Because why not? Because who else? Of course she would return. So why isn't she? Did they finally settle down on the karma they give her? I thought they were going to completely ruin that within seconds by making her return, and then some people are still going to love her despite what she's done in universe. But no, Ria's not in this season. Oh my god, it is finally over, chat. We won. That is a big relief. So I think Allie's not gonna have that deep of a run because she already got one. But I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with her character here. Lake is probably the most surefire character to get far into this season. Aiden is definitely everybody's fan favorite, right? We all love Aiden, so he's probably just gonna be around. And then maybe this time around he can be the elimination to Lake. And what is Rosa gonna do? I don't know. But I'm curious to find out. So that concludes the characters that have already returned at least once before, except for Rosa Maria, which is really cool that she is here. Now let's talk about what I think is the most divisive choice, which is the Carnival of Chaos characters. And for that, I'm gonna put you here, because this is something we need the expert for. Hello, big boy. Okay, so Carnival of Chaos characters, you have this cast of 18 brand spanking new characters, and you're gonna use most of them once. I think that's a waste. I think if I had to choose with 12 newcomers, I probably would have made the distribution like 3 characters from the previous season generations that had the All-Star opportunity, and then 6 from the rest, so like 50-50 Carnival of Chaos and not Carnival of Chaos characters. But I guess with the idea of a fans versus favorites, that wouldn't make sense either. So this is a fine idea for the theming that they're going for. But for the storytelling, there's so many more characters that you can use, and then I think the choices they make are pretty interesting, to be fair. Like, Benji returning is fine. I like Benji. He's fun. But in terms of narrative potential, what are you going to do with Benji, especially assuming that Tristan is not here? The problem is not really the characters that they chose to return. Those are mostly fine. Although, I'm not really sure why they chose Natalia of all people. Like, I get why she's a fan favorite character. But what are you gonna do with Natalia? Really, she is one of the least... Oh my god, I'm not centering this guy at all. You know what? Go. We're following you. Oh, he's drowning. You just said... So, Natalia is one of the characters I would have least assumed they were going to bring back for this season. I got him. Yes. The issue lies more with the characters that they didn't choose, which is why I think 6 characters would not have been too much for this new season. Like, characters like Anastasia are not going to return, Jade is not going to return, which I'm kind of happy about, to be quite honest. Isabel's not going to return, and I know these people are not returning because they posted, like, there's one more secret character of this cast that is coming back, but, like, it's clearly a guy, and it's clearly not Zayd, because Zayd barely gets to do anything in this season, let alone in the future season, so it's obviously Logan. And that means we're missing out on so many cool characters, like even characters like Amelie, who already get quite a spotlight this season. I would have loved to see return. But take, for example, Linda, who was amazing this season, kind of gave it her charm. I would have loved to see more of her. Ted is the fan favorite of this season. He's not coming back. Why is he not coming back? Unless they're pulling a big prank on us and it is secretly Ted returning. But I believe they already stated that the character returning, we don't know yet, is one that is currently competing. So really, we lack a few characters that I really would have loved to see alongside the characters that we do get. The one character I am really happy about that is returning is Spencer, because Spencer to me made this season as good as it was. Like, Spencer gave a whole layer on this show that it would not have been the same without this character. Like, characters like Anastasia and such, they all make their own separate stories within the show, but none color the season as much as Spencer. And so I'm really happy to see that he is getting a chance to return in the next season. And to be quite honest, that's also why I'm kind of 100% sure that it's going to be Logan, because Spencer and Logan still needs to become a thing at some point, right? So that is probably going to happen next. Part of the cost for this season, I already knew that they were going to return a few Carnival of Chaos characters, but I thought it was going to be way more. Like, I thought a few characters would end up getting cut instead of a few characters end up making it in. So I'm a little disappointed in that regard. I don't really know what more we need from the season 1 and 2 characters when compared to season 4 characters. Like, I know there's still story to tell with season 1 and 2 as well, and maybe some of them are really going to amaze me. Like, I'm happy that certain characters didn't make the cut, because I'm really done with their drama. But from what we've got currently, I think it would have been more obvious to go with the season 4 characters and flesh them out more before diving back into the previous season characters and making like an all-star season 2. But in terms of other potential picks, like Linda, Ted, Anastasia, Isabel, there's so many great characters of this season, and I think that's the biggest disappointment for me in regards to season 5. But I don't think we really can put that on season 5. I just hope that if there's going to be a season 6, which I assume there will be, I hope that it will include many more characters of season 4 who now didn't get the chance to return, because let's face it, there's a lot more fan favorites in the season 4 cast. I think even when compared to season 1 and 2, like there's a lot of highlights in this new season. So I really hope that we get to revisit a lot of the characters from this season. So that wraps up the characters that we already know of, like that have a previous season experience. Now let's talk a little bit about the new season characters. Of course, with any new cast, as long as we don't know personality, it's going to be really hard to pick favorites and decide which characters are fun and which aren't. Currently, the designs, I'm very happy that they're not the final ones. At least I don't think they are. Because currently they are a completely different art style, and that is not really a good fit. I really don't like the current designs they have going on. I do think they're gonna be better. Let's just wait for the trailers that they promised they would do. I think those are going to help improve massively. There's some interesting designs in there. I like Ernesto's design. Aubrey looks pretty cool. But also, I think, based on her design, she's gonna get a lot of... Oh god, my pins are wet! A lot of fans. Immediately. Why did I decide to do this clip here? This is... God, my pants are soaking. Okay, anyway. So really, not a lot to say about the designs yet. Evie looks like she's gonna be a lot of fun. God, no, run. The double ones are the ones that hit the hardest. Was this about Disventure Camp? I don't remember. So I'm not going to talk about the designs just yet too much, except that I don't like them in general, and that I hope that we get to see the full ones really soon. Oh, I'm getting so wet. But I think that's about what I have as thoughts on those characters for now. I do like that we're going to get new characters. I just wish it would have taken a season longer, because I really wanted more Carnival of Chaos character designs. But hey, you know what? Maybe these characters are gonna be fun. So we'll have to wait and see on that. For now, I think that is where I'm going to end off, gosh, this video right here. Thank you so much for checking in on me. Thank you for keeping me busy on holiday. It's not like I have other stuff to do on Nations. For now, run. Oh no, oh, I'm so wet. For now, I think I'll leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Silly Billy. And remember, the odds of getting killed by a wave, wait, they're actually pretty high. I was gonna say they're slow, but not zero, but Those are actually pretty. You know what? How do